I had the pleasure of testifying before the House Ed Committee on House Bill 5. However, I followed two students from Gregory, Portland, which was an awesome thing to follow. Well, Pastor, I want you to know you're equally as difficult to follow. I do want to start out by telling you that I was raised a Southern Baptist. And as a Southern Baptist, those of you that are members of that church know that every summer you have a summer revival. And that summer revival is for saving souls, but it's also an opportunity to give the membership a chance to look back over their life, to think about what you have done that you wish you had changed, that you could do differently and you're not proud of. Well, 2 years ago, I was at a meeting with a group of superintendents in Bastrop, Texas, and we were talking about where we were going in education, where we needed to go in education. And we were talking about what was happening to the children of the state of Texas. And memories of the revival came into my mind. And I stood up that day and I said, I'm rededicating my life to education because what I have done to the children of this state is shameful. Shameful. I have used children to make ratings on a campus, to buy banners for a wall, plaques for a teacher, and evaluate personnel. That is shameful, and I will do it no longer. After that meeting, I went back to my school district, and I have 7 phenomenal board members that said it's about time. So we took down banners, we took down plaques. My community said, thank you, thank you, thank you. This year at convocation with my staff, I gave the first administrative directive in my 19 years as superintendent. I told them under no circumstances were they to mention the word STAR or EOC to a child. I personally do not reprimand teachers, but if I heard of a worksheet going home with the word STAR or end of course, they would hear from me. We were no longer running an education system for a test that punished children, punished teachers, punished administrators, punished communities, and most importantly, punished your children. Schools are extremely complex. The gambit that we cover in a school is almost unfathomable these days. Yet we are held to an accountability system that is based on not only one test, but the weakest link of that test. With all due respect to our new Commissioner, Michael Williams, he has made the statement time and again that you measure what you treasure. Commissioner Williams, I'm here to tell you, my school board, my staff, my community, we do not treasure a test. Let me tell you what we do treasure. We treasure music programs. We treasure art. We treasure dance. We treasure drama. We treasure robotic programs. We treasure career and tech programs. We treasure creativity and diversity of our children. That is what we treasure. For God's sake, let us start measuring what we treasure. Absolutely, our diverse, special children, and they run the gambit. Travesty is when we are spending the few dollars the state has given us to teach children to bubble worksheets. Travesty is when we spend our valuable dollars preparing students how to pick the right answer. Travesty is now when we are having practice time in a third grade classroom, 8-year-old children on stamina so they can endure the third grade test. And God help our beautiful special children that are being placed in classrooms that is bringing nothing but heartache and failure to them. We do not appreciate their gifts, and they have gifts. We do not have a system that is preparing students for post-secondary college, military, workforce, technical. That's not happening. We're preparing for a test. We have visited the universities in East Texas and spoken with the presidents and professors. Not one of them value this test. That is not what they value. As you have heard from our workforce, they are looking for students that know how to work as a team, how to collaborate, how to be creative, how to solve problems. They are looking for individuals bringing their gifts to the workforce. I want to tell you another little caveat, and that is the social and emotional needs of our children. We have so many children in dire need, and do you know what our counselors are doing? Our counselors are checking tests that come from the state, checking to make sure all the little bubbles are filled in correctly, counting every test, signing off on that test, giving thousands and thousands and thousands of state tests instead of working with our children. What are we for? We are for a 21st century education that has the highest of standards and expectations, but those standards are based on your children's interests, passions, talents, gifts. If you want rigor in the classroom, you give a child relevance for learning, interest and passion, and get out of their way. No one will beat them. I challenge each one of you in this audience today, never forget, this is your kids, your school, and your tax dollars. Put an end to this nightmare. It has to stop. I can tell you that we do have some legislators that are willing to stand up and say enough is enough. They need to hear from you. They need to hear from your neighbors. They need to hear from your families. Because trust me, the squeaky wheel is what is heard. And I would like to leave you with an inspirational moment in my life that occurred in January of 2012. And that is when our then Commissioner, Robert Scott, stood before an audience of over 4,000 educators. And he had such moral courage to stand there and say, we are on the wrong path. He saw the light and he said, you have the courage to move forward. We need your help. We must rescue our children. We must save public education. Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here.